Hello students, today we will be going to do block number 5, classifying living things. LP1, grouping of living things. So what is our aim over here? To learn why classifying living things into different groups is important. That why there is a need to classify the things. The keywords are grouping. To arrange things or people in different groups based on the similarities and differences. Bacteria, living things that can live in all types of habitat and we cannot see them with the naked eye. Fungi, living things that cannot make their own food. Let's watch the video.
Just as we put different types of clothes in different sections of our closet, we divide living things on the earth into different groups. These groups are plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and protists. The classification helps us to study the differences, similarities, and relationships between different living things.
So, why do we need to classify the living things? Some living things have common features. If we group living things with the similar features, it is easier to study them. We can also understand the relationship between different groups of living things. For example, how animals depend on plants. Moreover, when a new thing is discovered, it can be grouped correctly and studied. Hot's discussion is there are variety of animals found around us. Can we further divide animals into subgroups? How and why? So animals like fish are completely different from humans. Snails are completely different from lizards. So to study them properly, we need to divide them into the subgroups. Animals are divided into two broad categories: animals with backbone and animals without backbones. Similarly, plants can be divided into two types, that is flowering one and non-flowering plants. Let's do the next LP2, that is flowering and non-flowering plants. So what is our aim over here? We will be going to distinguish between flowering and non-flowering plants. So the keyword used here is spores, which means reproductive part produced by some plants. Let's watch the video first.
All flowering plants have flowers, while non-flowering plants do not have flowers. Sunflower, hibiscus, daisy, and bougainvillea are some flowering plants. Most flowering plants produce seeds, which produce new plants. Mosses, ferns, and conifers are some plants that do not have flowers. Most non-flowering plants reproduce using special structures like spores or cones.
So what is the difference between flowering and non-flowering plants? Flowering that bears flower and non-flowering that doesn't bear flower. What are one similarity and difference between conifer, like a pine tree and a fern plant. Both pine and fern tree are non-flowering plants. Fern can be reproduced by using a special structures called spores, and pine tree reproduce through the cones that contain seed.